Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Nolila binti Muhammad Ismail. My matrix number is 283298 and this is individual presentation for BSMH2013 Human Resources Management, and the topic for today will be employee and labor relation in public servant organization. Okay, I would like to start with a famous quote, which is, no matter how successful you are or how clever or crafty, your business and its future are in the hands of the people you hire. And this famous quote from Akio Morita, co-founder of Sony. This assignment was made to discuss in more depth the issue faced from one of the main functional areas of human resources management, which is employer and labor relation. Actually, whether it is a public or private organization, one issue that is often faced by every level of employer or employee is the communication barrier. Usually the victim of this problem are the employee, especially those who work at the lower level. In this assignment, we will discuss and we will study in more detail, including the effects and the preventing measure as well as the improvement that can be taken to address this issue. In order to understand better, I would like to start with the definition. First, employment is a paid work agreement between an employer and employee. Next, employer is a person or organization that employ people. Next, employee is one employed by another, usually for wages or salary. And last but not least, employer and employee relation is referred to the working connection between the employer and employee in the workplace in order to produce beneficial outcomes for the organization. Now let's move on to the statistic. A study from the HR Acuity on employee relation in United States shows that the first one, 48% of employees report that they have experienced abusive behavior at the work. The second, human resources managers spend about 24% to 60% of their time trying to resolve workplace conflicts. And the third one, 22% of employees are less engaged at work because of workplace conflict. And the last one is 84% of senior business executives sees favoritism in their own company. Besides that, I also have included a newspaper headline from Sinar Harian 18 August 2022, which discuss about the transformation of work culture to overcome the issue of bullying so that the organization can achieve maximum productivity from their employee. Now let's move on to the background of public servant organization. Well, we all know that public servant organization act as the backbone for our country and responsible for preserving and improving the image of our country. It is regulated by public service commissions. Did you all know that Public Service Commission was established on 31st August 1957, which is on Malaysia Independence Day? And before this, it was under British administration. Officially, the British Service Commission has established in accordance to Article 144 in the bracket of 1 of the Federal Constitution. Article 144 bracket 1 of the Federal Constitution act as a guide and explain the role of organization in appointing, including impeachable position, promoting, exercising, and disciplinary control over their members. Now, let's move on to the function of public servant organization. There are altogether four main functions of public servant organization. The first one is the policy making. Public servant organization responsible in formulating government policy that can uphold the rule of law, promote fairness, develop and security for people. And the second one is the operation controlling. Public servant organization control government operation through managerial function such as have a proper planning, resource organizing, prepare measures to have and properly implemented coordinating to attain efficiency and effectiveness. The third one is budget planning. Public servant organization plays an important role in the process of budgetary planning and control of the government. And the fourth one is the procedure correction. Public servant organization responsible for determination of correct procedure and ensure positive explanatory behavior in order to reduce corruptive practice and to help society and government to achieve its goal. Okay, now let's move to the organizational chart. This will help us to understand better about the issue that we're going to discuss later. Okay, as referred to the chart above, the level of management in the public servant organizational hierarchy start with the top level management, which is the head of a department, the middle level management or the head of unit, and the lower level management, which is most of them are the administrative clerk. Well, management in public servant organization refer to the function, processes, and activity of planning, leading, organizing, and controlling the effort of all members of the organization to achieve the organizational objective efficiently and effectively. Whether it is public or private organization, one issue that is often faced by every level of employee or the employer is the communication barrier. Now, let's move to the issue. In public servant organization, the task distribution process will start from the top official to the middle and to the respective subordinate. However, there will often be conflicts or disagreement between this level of management. Over here, I have prepared a few scenarios to explain this situation. The first scenario has to do with leadership conflicts. Some of the top level management, they will act as the autocratic superior. They will act and make decisions alone without taking into account the view of middle and their subordinates. This will cause them to feel less valued and less important in an organization. Conflict also are likely when employees don't agree on how a job should be done. Okay, the second scenario has to do with favoritism. Okay, this happens when manager is favoring someone not because he or she doing a great job. For example, a manager consistently offer an employee the most highly regarded project, promotion, and a high mark on their annual employee evaluation, even though the employer does not perform well enough to deserve them. And the third scenario is workplace bullying. Taking credit of the work of another is one example of workplace bullying. This scenario always happens, especially amongst the middle manager and their subordinates. Most of the time, middle manager will push their works to their subordinates. However, after the work is done, the middle level official will admit that they performed the task and take credit if the task is approved, or blame their subordinate if the task is rejected by the top level manager. Now, let's move on to the effect of bad employer-labor relation of public servant organization. The effect on employer are there will be a high absenteeism among the worker. There will be negligence in the execution of work and adverse effect on employee efficiency. Next, the second one is on the bad effect on the employee itself, where the employee performance evaluation report score will decrease, and they will cause adverse effect on their career, and also will give a rise to mental and physical disturbance. And the third one is on the organization itself, where the organizational KPI, which is key performance indicator and target, cannot be achieved, and there will be high rate of employee turnover, and there also will be low grade production. And the last but not least, the effect will go to the public, where the public will experience bad customer services, and this also will contribute to the bureaucracy, which make it difficult to provide service to the public. And last but not least, it also will damage the reputation of the organization. Now let's move on to the prevention solution. The first one is by having a job analysis program. Each position in an organization need to be prepared. A job analysis that contains both job description and job specification, and this is in order to clarify every employee actual duty and responsibility, and to identify the standard for evaluating annual employee performance, and as a reference for promotion. And the next one is manager competency. As a leader, manager has to practice being ethical, show equalities to all the employees, and being a good listener and practice and open door policy, and this is in order to build a healthy competition within the organization and to show that they are accessible to the employee for discussion, question or any type of exchange. And the third one is a labor union. Each employee should have involvement in their respective labor union, and this is important to help highlight the voice of employee at every level and as a former representative of the employee side against any case or claim to fight for employee rights and other social care. Now let's move on to the improvement suggestion. The first one is to generate daily task report. Each employee should take the initiative and to generate to make their daily task report and record the number of jobs have done. For example, the number of production in a day, and this report should be attached together as a supporting document during the annual employee performance evaluating as a proof that the individual KPI has been achieved. The second one is to hold unit meeting regularly. The organization manager should conduct unit meeting regularly to monitor work progress of their employee, and this also will help the manager to get to know well about all the employee and monitor their attendance, leave and other work related problems. And the third one is to improve staff evaluating system. Implement a 360 performance review that includes all levels of management, and this will provide the opportunity for all colleagues regardless of top management and their subordinate to give input on each other performance. This function will enable the higher management to give reason for the marks given and to give suggestions for improvement, and this also will help subordinates to understand their needs and shortcomings to improve themselves. And the last one is employee satisfaction survey score. Human Resources Department needs to set up an employee satisfaction survey in order to provide the management with a closer picture of satisfactory of its employee. This is also beneficial for HR department to prepare a proper measure that they will need to take if the response to the survey are quite not positive. As a summary, employee and labor relation is one of the factors that plays an important role in maintaining the development and the sustainability of an organization. As an employee, one should strive to improve their relationship with management and the organization. An employee should practice making daily task report as a solid evidence of their work being completed. On the other hand, managers should also participate by holding regular internal meetings to monitor all the employees equally. In conclusion, both employee and employers are dependent on each other. If both parties can work together as a team, then the success of the organization is certain.